This is Ronnie O'Sulivan's most agonizing 147. As the cue ball lost control and crashed into the red cluster, Mark Selby couldn't help but smile. 5 of the 6 colors were unplayable, with only the black ball available, but at such a severe angle, potting it into the middle pocket was nearly impossible. Unbelievably, the black ball struck the pocket's edge and miraculously dropped in. The cue ball navigated 3 cushions around the red cluster and connected perfectly with the next red. But instead of choosing the easier middle pocket red, he opted for the more difficult one below because it offered a better angle for the black. At this point, I believe Rocket was already planning a maximum break. Before this, only Stephen Hendry had achieved a 147 inches a decider. It felt like fate's cruel joke. Hendry had done it in front of O'Sulivan, and now, in this match, Mark Selby was the new victim. From a professional perspective, the Reds were packed together, restricting each other. Opting for a 147 inches a decider wasn't the smartest choice. For 99% of players, a simple century would secure the win. But O'Sulivan never compromised. As the king of 147 seconds, ordinary victories couldn't satisfy his restless spirit. Only an extreme victory could excite him. Ronnie O'Sulivan always played not just to win, but to win beautifully. It was this relentless pursuit of perfection that earned him fans worldwide. Of course, aside from the challenge, the £147,000 prize was a powerful motivator. O'Sulivan wasn't just the holder of the fastest 147 record, he was also the highest earning, having banked £169,000 for his 147 at the 2003 World Championship. A record that still stands. Despite the dire table conditions, O'Sulivan moved like a blade dancer, showcasing textbook position play. The cue ball landed with pinpoint accuracy after every shot, setting up the next red or black. It was this frightening ability to score continuously that gave him the confidence to chase 147 inches, such a high-pressure decider. The audience was electrified, but for Selby, it was torture and humiliation. If O'Sulivan completed the 147 inches this final frame, all of Selby's efforts in the previous 16 frames would be rendered meaningless. After clearing the table, O'Sulivan grew even more excited. While Selby was completely broken. Ronnie was about to achieve only the second decider 147 inches history, following Hendry. We all know the hardest part of a 147 is the opening red. You have to complete 15 red and black cycles. One mistake, and the chance is gone. 80% of players fail during this phase. 30 consecutive perfect shots are incredibly difficult, which is why most pros take their time, planning each shot carefully. But not O'Sulivan. Even when chasing 147, his lightning-fast shot speed remained unfazed. After the 13th red and black, O'Sulivan passed 100 points, and the arena erupted in a tsunami of applause. When Ronnie played, no seat was ever empty. The WST never worried about ticket sales. That was O'Sulivan's influence. Even as a problem child who often pushed boundaries, the WST gave him leeway because if the Rocket ever went rogue, they'd lose at least half their audience. After the 15th red and black, O'Sulivan moved into the color phase, which is essentially garbage time for pros. Selby sat in his chair, wishing the match would end as soon as possible. Losing this way was pure agony. The final black dropped perfectly, but O'Sulivan just lightly clenched his fist, as if it had all been inevitable.